Good morning. I actually have more time today. It's probably going to start being like that. Not so much after today because I work 2 promos each day, and Friday I teach and do a promo from Wednesday to Saturday, and then I go to a barbecue and baptism. My younger daughter gets baptized because everyone has but her. And today I was supposed to work all day. Friday I definitely work all day teaching, but this job has been changed multiple times, and now I'm not even thinking I'm going to be working, but they're at least going to probably pay me half a day, or I'm just going in half a day. But anyways, as usual, I only have lipstick on because I don't really try to wear makeup when I'm home doing errands or cleaning, because I like to let my face breathe. I don't really like wearing makeup a lot unless I do promos and stuff. But I'm going to be talking about Judy Garland today. And what started sparking my interest, even though I've always liked her, I did not realize about her life until a couple years ago. I had watched this show on TV, a Judy Garland show, and I was like, I didn't even know she had a show like that. I never realized. You know how like before YouTube, you might have known if someone died if you watched something or read something, but you didn't know as much as you can look up and know now. So once I started getting into watching and reading more, even though recently I have gotten way more into it because I saw that Renee Zellweger is going to do a bio of her life, and I'm very interested in that. I think Renee Zellweger is a great actress. I think she has some of her own problems, so she can relate. Obviously, I don't think it's as bad as Judy Garland's situation. As I have stated in my video about Britney, I do think that Britney's pretty close to how, not talent-wise, Britney has her own time and era that she's in, So she has her talent, but obviously she's not a talent as far as the same as Judy Garland because it's different, but she is in the same level of being famous and everything. Bad thing is I have done nothing but have so many elements this whole year, and now I'm getting over strep throat and a head cold. And it's just sitting in my head a little bit, not as bad as it's been, and I have a bad cough. And I do feel tired. But anyways, so some of the notes that I wrote, like I said, the facts that I've come across years. She was 47 when she died. I am 44 in September. I still sometimes get carded, not as much as I used to, because a lot of the same places I go, they know me fairly well now, because it's been a while that I've been going to the same places. But when we went to, me and my husband, to our anniversary in St. Augustine, I got ID'd, which was April. But I had gotten ID'd. I like get ID'd at least every month or every other month. More so when I'm not wearing so much makeup or if I have my hair up. But anyways, a lot of people talk about how she looked so old. And I think she looked so old obviously because of the drugs, the pills or whatever. But I think when she started losing so much weight, and when you're older, if you lose too much weight, it's worse on you. You actually want to keep some weight on you. Because if you get sick, it's going to take you out faster, and then it makes you look older. It just does. And then I didn't realize she was married so much, and that almost all of her husbands were gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just found it weird that her father was a closet gay, and then she ends up basically throughout her life with her husbands. Even though it's still questionable if Mickey was gay, but he was 12 years younger than her. And I never knew she married someone 12 years younger than her. Like I said, or had that many husbands. My husband is 15 years younger than me. I'm not famous though, but still. And to be honest with you, it is one of the better relationships that I've had. And we talked about the husbands. And then I was recently watching something today because I wanted to do a video at least on this. I know I'll be doing a video again about her, probably after I watch the bio. So I'm just basically really shocked that she was buried in the same dress that she got married in and that she had that wedding dress designed. She looked very happy, but yeah, also very sick and thin. She was not married to him very long. I want to say 6 months if even. Please correct me in the comments. Like I said, some of these things I've just started recently watching and reading. I would like to get a book about her life before I watch the bio. I would also like to read the book by Mickey. Please comment if you've read any of those books. It's very sad how a lot of entertainers have no childhood. And we're all starting to see this now, as in like Michael Jackson. Not so much Whitney Houston, but she did start young and then she did die of basically almost the same reasons. And just how lonely it is actually at the top. And Judy even said it's very lonely at the top. And who are we seeing doing that now? Britney Spears. I have a bad feeling that it may be the same road that she's going down. Unless she actually wakes up, realizes, and obviously once that this stuff about her money is over with and her kids are older, it'll be a lot different. But I just hope we're not having another Judy Garland on our hands. It's sad to think that one day someone's going to be making a movie about her like they're doing about Judy Garland now. Because there's new fans all the time for Judy Garland, which is awesome and makes her a legend. Also, it talks about how her mom was a stage mother and how some people were talking about a lot of mothers were like that at the time. The reason I think a lot of mothers were like that at the time is because it was coming around the Depression era. Things were very hard. Entertainment was going out of the silent films, going into Broadway, and then more or less going into films like Wizard of Oz, and then way down the road, TV. So that they wanted on that bandwagon, things were hard, and that's what they did. Was it right? No. Were we in that time? No. I do not even know what that noise was. It's not even showing me, but I'm not worried about it. And also Hollywood. That's just a place that's an illusion, correct? And then when I heard the story, and I mentioned this in my video about Britney, that one time at a show, someone got told that Judy Garland never saw cash, only checks. And that someone told someone at a show, well, if you want to blow Judy Garland's socks off or blow her mind, pay her $5,000 cash, which they did. And she was so happy throwing it up in the air and everything. That was shocking to me. She had a lot of sophistication and naivety to her. She definitely loved her children. I don't think that she committed suicide. I think it was accidental because she loved her children. I think that she's still a great legend. She was made for the part of Wizard of Oz and basically molded Picture Future. Still one of the greatest films. And there's a lot of back history on that I haven't even studied, and I'll probably eventually talk about. She worked hard and was the cash cow, like a lot of people that we still see. She was in denial to some extent, but yeah, was everyone in denial that was around her? Because you could tell she was definitely needing help. She was a legend at 29, and 45 years she worked out of her 47 years. And a thing that really was very sweet and cute to me is the last interview I watched of her, and it was towards one of her last interviews that she did in her life. She talked about the newspaper, and she was talking to an interviewer, and he was like, well, people wouldn't read good things. We wouldn't have anyone buy. She said something to the extent of, how do we know? We don't know if they would buy it. She was always optimistic, intelligent. And it's true. I mean, yes, they do add little positive news and more of that. They try to an extent now, but it's true. So I can't wait to see the bio. And Zellweger does get an Oscar because I'm sure she does a great job. And it's just sad that Judy Garland was on a roller coaster that she never got off and no one ever helped her off. Tell to everyone